Hey, you guys. I didn't do an intro today or anything because I am running behind schedule all day. All day. I was up until about, well, it was after 4. I was up until after 4. My little boy was sick last night and he was throwing up and stuff. So, anyway, so I slept late today and it's Sunday and I've been having an easy Sunday. And anyways, I wanted to come and do my regular live for you guys in this group. And I really, really hope that some of you guys come in here and talk to me because I want to know how you did with your story. If you guys actually used the guide that I gave you last week to write your stories, and if you did, how your stories came out, and if that guide helped you and you were able to use it to piece your story together. I have got a couple of reviews back, well, a few reviews back on that guide, and I'm hoping to get more this week. And one of the reviews that I got back last night was just, it was overwhelming. It was so sweet. But anyway, she told me that she used this guide to write her story. And she told me that her story was something that she had struggled with and that this guide was a game changer for her because it didn't leave anything out and it just, she was able to use the steps just to flow and get her story out. And I thought that was incredible. And I was just like, wow, I didn't, it caught me by surprise. I didn't, when you rush and you just put something out there and you put it together quickly because you've, said, I said in the live that I was just going to list some steps and I was going to put the steps in the comment section of that live. And instead, just on a whim, I decided just to go ahead and put it together in a guide. And, I just, we are our own worst critics. And I was thinking that it wasn't that great. But I mean, the steps, yeah, but the guide itself. And anyway, she loved it. And I've gotten some really good reviews on it. And I was so excited. So I really hope that helped you guys with your story. If it did, I want to know. So please tag me in your story or just send me a message and let me know if you were able to use it to write your story or if you were able to use it to go in and change up your story and maybe add some more stuff to it. So basically, writing your story was, since we talked about that last week, I wanted to move on and piggyback off of that to creating content and content pillars, because one of the things that people talk about all the time is not knowing what to post. They don't know what to say or how to say it or what they should limit themselves to talk about. And that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about today, is having your overall message, which, is tied to your story. You can pull that from your story, what you want to be known for, what your overall message is, because you are your brand. You are the face of your business, and your social media is your storefront because it is the first thing that people see when they go to your page. They see your picture, they see your banner. If you have one, if you don't, I think you should make one for sure. They see your profile picture, they see your banner, they see your bio, your About Me section. They see how you can help them if your profile is optimized correctly. And then if you have your story right there in that pinned post, that's basically the first vision that people get of you, when they follow you or you send a friend request and things like that. So I wanted to talk about content pillars because once you have your overall message, your general message, clear and written out and you understand it, then you can create your content pillars to support that message. You don't have to limit yourself to just talking about sales or just talking about digital products or just talking about business. Like an example would be like with me. I'll tell you guys. We'll just I made some notes anyway, and I'll just tell you guys like what my content pillars are and what my overall message is, and then I'll give you the steps to create your own content pillars. How's that? Okay, so my overall message, I guess what I want to be known for right at this time. And remember, you can be so flexible with this because as you grow and as you change and you start to, have more offers and you get into different things, it can change. So it's okay. Just whatever you are really feeling right now and that you're connected with, what you want your message to be, just roll with that. So right now mine is helping ambitious moms, which, ADHD neurodivergent moms, to build online businesses while maintaining balance in their personal lives through authenticity, ethical, like being ethical is huge to me. So that and impactful strategies, things that work. Like one of the things that I have just recently incorporated with my content is I am trying to pull people from being a professional student into being an action taker. And there's so many people that are just collecting information, collecting education, and still just going through it, but they're still stuck. They still don't know what to do. And your business will not grow unless you start taking action. So we have to go from, getting our education and learning. That's all great. I say that I'm a forever student in this life. I'm always learning. And especially in this industry, things change. Things are always changing. So you do have to stay on top of that. And you do have to stay on the up and up with your education. But don't stop there. Like you have to start taking action. And I feel like if you know how to tell your story and you know how to tell your story well, and you have your content pillars and you have your overall message, I really feel like that will help you start to take action because you won't have to wake up and think about what to post. You can just pull from your content pillars. So my content pillars are, and I do sometimes, like we'll go out of it occasionally, but I try not to. And if I do, I try to do it in my stories, but not like on my actual wall because your stories are only for 24 hours. But my content pillars are social media tools and strategies. I always talk about like if there's something that I can use for automation or email flows, or if there's an AI thing that I like that I'm using, I'll share things like that. Or if I find something that's really good for productivity that's also free, I'll share things like that. Mindset and motivation. With ADHD, I share a lot of stuff about mindset, whether it's money mindset, something to do with parenting and how to stay calm. I mean, just so many different things with mindset and affirmations. So I always have a lot to pull from in that category. Also, mental health and well-being, because your mental health and well-being, your health and period is so important. And you have to, have that clear. It just like your mindset when you're doing any type of business, in the public, and when you're doing anything, really, your mental health needs to come first. But I do like to talk about that, not just because of ADHD, but just in general, because so many people suffer in silence and so many people just need someone that they follow to maybe give them a different perspective and a different point of view and offer solutions. And because my child is diagnosed with autism, I like to kind of tell parents like how that journey's been for us and, let them know that they don't have to stop at that diagnosis and run to ABA, that there are other options and things that, they can do. But I tie all of this in because it's part of my story. It's part of why I do what I do. It's part of why I'm wanting to help other moms to do what I do. So even though it's two completely different things, like that's what your content pillars are for, is to bridge together your overall message. So that's, if y'all are like, gosh, that's so different than what you, than what you do, but that's why. Health and wellness, same thing. Parenting and relationships. Just when you are parenting a neurotypical child, that's very, very different than parenting a neurodivergent child. But then, in a sense, there's so much that's the same, like, that's similar. So basically, I have an audience that has both, neurotypical and neurodivergent children. And so I do talk mostly about what it's like to parent a neurodivergent child. But then there's just a lot that everyone can relate to that I'll bring into the mix sometimes as well. So that's mine. That's just, that's my brand, my overall message, my content pillars. And I, am very, very vocal about controversial things too. Like I am very anti-vaccine, and so I sometimes will say something about that. But when you are posting about things that are controversial, just be careful with that, because I have had my account demonetized quite a few times, and I have been at risk for losing my account. And I was just like, oh wow, okay, this is hurting my, it's going to hurt my business. And so I tried to shift all of that to a group. But even in the group, if your group is linked to your main account that you use for business, when you take a hit in there, you get a violation or a report, it still will come back and affect your business. And what happens is your profile won't be recommended, which means that when Facebook shows you suggestions of people that you should add when you're going to add friends or whatever, that means that they won't put me in that feed for other people. So like all of my friend requests would have to come from, people that, I was shared by somebody, or people that just found me randomly and things like that. So I try to just keep all of that to a minimum. And I'm actually going to be moving that type of content to another platform, probably like Telegram or Rumble or something like that, so that I can speak freely. And yeah, so if you have something that's controversial, just be careful, on this platform. I mean, even if you can tie it, to your brand, to your story, to your message and all that, just kind of be selective with what you say, because they are so strict about certain things. Okay, so I'm just scrolling to the top of my notes really quick. Okay, so for step number 1 for creating your content pillars, I wrote down to reflect on your core values and your passions. Like, what are the things what I mean by this is like, what are the things that you absolutely love to talk about, that when you're just even hanging out with your friends or your family, things that you would talk about anyway with whoever, and things that you could talk about all the time, and you enjoy talking about it, and you enjoy sharing that stuff with other people, and it's just something that you love to learn about and educate others on. Even if it's a hobby, like maybe you like to go play tennis, or you like to go to the gym and work out, you can tie all of this into your overall message. So just really, really think about the things that are important to you, that you value, that are part of who you are. Because remember, you are your brand. So all of this stuff matters. Your values, the personal beliefs that you have, you can tie all of that into your business mission. So that's 1. 2 would be what are your audience's needs, and what are their beliefs, and how can you overlap your core beliefs and the things that you feel strongly about into what your audience is, wanting to be educated on, and what matters to them and what they believe. You can basically, like, let's just say, for example, you are a hormone coach, and you have an audience of a bunch of 40 to 55-year-olds, and you want to talk about, things that have to do with menopause or perimenopause and, hormone regulation and things like that. that matters to women in that age group. So your perspective would matter. Like you should talk about things like that, because it's just kind of a given that if that's what you do, you're going to have people in your audience that want to hear about those same things. But basically, if you don't know the answer to that, if you don't know like what your audience is into, if you haven't built, like if you're really, really new into this and you haven't built an audience based off of your brand yet, go to the people that you follow and just look and see what they're sharing, see what it is that they're posting about on a regular basis. And you can do this in just a few minutes a day, because you can just go through your friends list, like the people that pop up on your newsfeed or the people that engage with you the most. Try that. The people that engage with you the most, just go to their profile, take about, just 5-10 minutes and just go see like what, for the last just couple of weeks, what are the things that they're talking about the most? What is their message in their bio? What are they, what's something that they feel strongly about that you resonate with, that that person would want to hear more about that from you? And if there's a way that you can tie that into your message and into your brand, into your content pillars, do it. Because the more that you are giving your audience what they want, the more trust you are building, the more relationships you are building, and just the more your business will grow. So that's another thing that I'm just going to point out really quick, since I mentioned that we're human. So we usually talk about the things that we want to talk about. And a lot of people in business they'll just continue to do that throughout their, social medias and not consider what it is that their audience wants. And really, once you start using social media for business, you have to shift to delivering what your audience wants. And in order to do that, you have to know your audience. Like, you have to identify your audience. You have to know who it is that you're trying to reach, what their problems are, what solutions they're seeking. This is why you hear so many people talk about this. And this is why they talk about it so much, because it's so important. And I continue to see people just like totally sleep on this and almost like stay away from defining a niche and stay away from defining a target audience. And I hear people just, they just talk to women, or they just talk to moms, or they just talk to, people in between 35 to 45 years old. But that's not, like, having something that broad is not going to help you reach who you want to speak to. It is not until you really, really narrow it down to a T, specifically who you want to speak to. Hey, Nellie, that is when you make the connection, because that is when you can really, really craft your content and craft your message in a way that you are going to be speaking directly to one person. And when that one person sees your content, they're going to feel like you created that message literally for them, or like you were in their head, or like you were reading their mind, because it's going to relate to them a lot. And that's what you want. That's the only way that you are going to be able to attract the people that you want to work with to you, is when you start speaking their language and when you start offering content that they want to consume. So that's just super, super important. So if you're like, you've been in this thing for a minute and you still haven't figured that out, message me if you need help with that, because I have something that I can give you that can help you like narrow that down and really figure out who it is that you're talking to. Okay, so that was number 3, align your passions with your audience's needs. Number 4, define 3 to 5 key topics. But this is for your content pillars. So basically just like a theme. You can do like, basically what I mean by this is, for your content creation, when you come up, like I have 5 different pillars, but what I have inside of those pillars are like subtopics of different ways to present them. Like if it's, let's just say if it's business ethics, I can do that in so many different ways. I can do polls. I can do quotes. I can do a link to a guide, or I can just say, share a story with a perspective. I mean, there's just so many different ways to present stuff. So once you get the topics, that's what I mean, is write down different ways inside of those pillars that you can present those topics, so you don't always do it the same way. And then you have reels, you have stories, you have posts, you have short form, you have long form, you have YouTube. That's another way for you ladies that are wanting to grow your YouTube. YouTube is the second largest search engine in social media. So if it pays to have a YouTube channel. It really does. So if you're making content anyway, if you're making videos anyway, download them and upload them to YouTube. And you can use them for shorts. Like shorts are 1 minute. You can use them for shorts. If you're going to do a story, just send it over to YouTube too. And Publer, that is something that you can use to disperse your content for free. Publer, I think I used to use it. I don't anymore, but when I did, what it would do for me is it would post my content to 3 different platforms for free. If I wanted more platforms, I think I had to pay something. I don't remember, but basically if you wanted it to go to Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, you could just use that one platform, and it's Publer. I think it might be LUR. Actually, I can't remember, but it might be ER. But yeah, that's something that you could just start, posting everything to YouTube and grow a channel over there too. Because why that's important is you want to have things to offer people that are not behind some type of typing in your email address or behind a paywall, or something that, like when you get in a conversation with someone and you're learning about them and you're building a relationship, and they tell you that, maybe their problem is they don't know how to tell their story, and you have a guide for that, or you have a video for that on YouTube, and you can just send them a link, and that could be a resource for them. And that builds trust, because that way they don't have to go to a store. They don't have to type in their email address. They don't have to give you anything to be able to consume that content. So having stuff on YouTube will be very, very helpful for many different things. And this is just one, but you could just send them your YouTube link and hey, this is my channel. I have some stuff over there that could help you learn how to tell your story better. If, this is the video I'm talking about in particular, and hit them with that link. And that way, they have something, they get to check out your content. They get to see what else is on your channel. And then you start to build trust with that one person. So just an idea, if you haven't started YouTube, just consider it. I was super, super late to the game on YouTube. And I just recently, within the last year, started putting my stuff over there. But it's literally like doing a live stream, downloading it, uploading it over there. It's not edited at all. Like, it's just all like raw footage. And I plan to start going in and editing that stuff and making it, a lot better for YouTube. But, cause live, I'm a mess live. My mind goes blank and just all the things that happen live. So I need to fix that. Okay. So, bridge content pillars to your overall message. Okay. This is what I was talking about in the beginning. This is the last thing. So what I mean is, if you have things that are totally, totally different than what your offer is and what it is that you promote online every day. If it's something to do with, in business, one of the things is showing up confidently. Like, you need to be able to show up on camera. You need to be able to create content. You need to be able to speak about your offer with certainty. Like you need to have that confidence to be able to convince other people that your offer is worth having. So you need to believe in it and be able to speak confidently about it. If going to the gym and working out is one of your favorite things to do, but you want to talk about that because you like creating workout videos, but you don't know how to tie that in, well, what does going to the gym do? It creates better mental health, better physical health. You feel better, you look better. It helps you to feel more confident, and it helps you show up in your business more confidently. So you can absolutely talk about being vegan or eating organic or going to the gym or any of that, regardless of what your business is. You can there's a way to bridge just about anything that you want to put in your content pillars into your overall core message, into your brand, and tie it into a way where it makes sense for you to talk about it in your business. And also keep this in mind too, because, some people I see just, from their profile, they don't consider that we are still on social media. This is still a very social platform. However, since above 60% of consumers prefer to buy from personal brands versus box brands, people do come to social media prepared to buy things today. Versus 10 years ago, especially today, people are knowing that they're probably going to see something they want to buy and order it, or there's a shirt or a dress that went viral, or, maybe there's a favorite influencer that they have that's always staying on, the cutest new hair bows or something. I mean, people are always prepared to spend money on social media now, but you still want it to be social media. Like you want to promote, you want to show your offer. You can't get mad if you're not making sales, if you're not showing your offer. You have to show your offer, but still those pillars are to keep things social as well, to keep things that you can tie into your business, but that people are going to want to consume regardless, because it's part of your audience's interest anyway too. So if you need help with this, like if you don't have your content pillars and you don't have your overall message, like we can do that. I can create a worksheet, kind of like I did for that guide last week. I can create a little worksheet, a little workbook, and put something together and put it in the group in a couple of days, just so that you have a way to go through it. But if that's not enough and you're stuck and you're struggling, or you have a question about putting something in your content pillar, message me and I'll help you with that, because I really do feel like once you get the story and your message and your content pillars down, at least that will help your social media presence. And that's what you need. If you're doing social media marketing, you need a strong social media presence, because you have to build trust with your audience and you have to grow your audience. Like every single day, you have to be reaching out to new people and sending friend requests. You can't just keep marketing to the same people over and over and over again. And so with each new person that you bring in, don't worry about showing the same message that you showed last month or 2 months. To repurpose content. Like keep making content and keep finding out what these new people that you're bringing in, find out what their interests are. And one of the things that I do, like I don't just willy-nilly send for friend requests, like go in a group and just friend request whoever. I don't do that. It takes a little bit of time to do it this way, but I am much more focused on growing a targeted audience. Like the quality of people that I want on my friends list is different, than it was a year ago. So I go and I look for a certain particular type of person to friend request. And it's usually someone who is neurodivergent, someone who is a mom, someone who is probably already working online, or maybe I've noticed that it's someone who has a 9-to-5 that doesn't want a 9-to-5 and they're looking to transition, things like that, or someone that maybe is, in the whole autism, trying to do holistic solutions for their child thing. Because I'm doing something with that later down the road. Doing it's just going to be like a group coaching thing for parents that have neurodivergent children. And you guys, this is crazy. Like I made a post about it yesterday about, they say that if something doesn't scare the heck out of you, you're not dreaming big enough. And, I've been talking about creating some stuff for a while, and I had this plan in my mind that I was going to create this affiliate offer. And anyway, I've been thinking about a lot of different things and brainstorming, and I really just haven't had like any clarity about anything until several days ago. I was just, sitting and having my quiet time and just thinking, and it was just like clear as day. And I know it came from spirit, because like there's no way in my brain I would have had this much clarity behind something. I saw the offer, what it was, who it was going to be for, what I was going to do, how I was going to present it, how long it was going to be, how much it was going to cost, how much it was going to cost in beta. I mean, like the whole outline just like came to me, and I'm like, oh my God, this is it. This is what I'm going to do. This is it. And so it's like a guide, a workbook, a checklist, the actual like sessions, and the opportunity to have affiliates like all rolled into one. And I am so super stoked about this, but I am terrified. So like this will definitely be like, the biggest thing that I've ever done. And so I'm super, super excited about it. But it's because I want people to start taking action. And I feel like people need help implementing. And I kind of just, like I mentioned earlier, I want to get people past that professional student era where they're stuck. And I want to show people how to implement strategies that work, and so that they can grow their business. And I'm so, so, so excited about it. So yeah, I just wanted to share that. But that's what happens when you get super, super clear on who it is that you serve, and you start being selective about your audience, and you start being selective about your content, and you use your content pillars, and you refer to them, and what it is that your audience wants you to post. Like you really start to get a lot of clarity on, things that you want to expand in. And it's just been really, really cool. But anyways, I can't see comments. This is, an issue with Facebook. So I don't know if there's comments or not. If there are, I'm so sorry, because I could see them last time. I couldn't see them the first time. I don't know if anyone has said a thing. I can go and check really quick. But if I don't get to see them while we're live, I will go back and check. And I'll answer you in the comments if I don't get to see them. I'm trying to pull it up. But you guys, please don't ever hesitate to, message me if you have a question about anything. It's like, I'm all about helping people. It's just, oh gosh, okay, there are comments that I can't see. Oh, yes, Nelly. Yes, definitely. Definitely. That's what I was telling my mom, because she was just telling me, oh, you've got this, you've got this. And I'm like, I'm terrified. And I was like, but I'm so compelled to do this, because like, I know this is spirit. It's not me. So like, I have to do this. Nikki, what you said? Yes, please. I don't know what I said. Was it about the the guide for the content pillars, the 6 steps, I'm definitely doing that. Gosh, this is on my phone. It's like not in real time. It's so slow. I wish I could see comments like as I'm live. I don't know why I have to look at it from a different device. Yes, Nikki, I will do that for sure. So it's just basically going to be like just an overview of what we talked about tonight, but I will go into the 6 steps and give like maybe either an example or just like a clear instruction on like not just the step, but like examples of like what to write down or how to link that with your message and things like that. So I will try to bring as much clarity as possible to that guides. But, of course, message me, please, if there's still questions or if you put something together and you're not sure if it's going to work out. But so I asked this at the beginning of my live, and I don't think anybody was here yet to answer me. How many of you used the story guide that I gave you guys last week to write your story? I have gotten some really, really good feedback on that story guide. And I'm so glad that it helped so many people because I know a lot of people struggle with telling their story. And a lot of people just, skip that part because they don't realize the impact that your story has. And it doesn't have to be some, elaborate, mass, huge story of, this awful thing that happened to you or this huge transformation that you made. I mean, it could literally just be that you wanted to leave your 9 to 5 and what your perspective is on that. It doesn't matter, how significant or, insignificant you think your story is. There's someone out there that shares the same story as you that's going to resonate with you, and that's your person. That's why it's so important that you tell your story and you tell what transformation you made, even with that little thing of wanting to leave your 9 to 5 job. You doing that, and saying how you did it and how you shifted from that to being able to work online, that's huge to a lot of people that have no idea how to do something like that. So whatever your story is, please tell your story, because that's how you're going to connect with people. That's how you're going to find your tribe. And that is what is going to make you stand out. And that's what's going to separate you from all the other people in this noisy space is your story. And that's how people will remember you, is your story, and of course your brand. Your brand is your core values, your reputation, how you show up in this space, how your ethics, how you speak to your audience. Will you be known to be a supportive person, a helpful person? Will you be known to be someone with strong business ethics? Will you be known to be somebody who really over delivers and goes above and beyond? Those are the things that I want associated with my brand. Those are the things that I try to do, and on a regular basis, consistently. And that's what people don't realize, is that our brand is not our product. Our brand is not our mentor. Our brand is not the coaching that we're getting. Our brand is everything that we are and every way that we present ourselves. And so it's just really, really important to tell your story, work on your brand, and work on your overall message and your content pillars, and consistently stay with that, and you will never run out of content. And when things change, this is flexible. Change your content pillars. Just, you might start doing something else or expand or bring something else into your business or step away from something in your business. And things can change. So can your content pillars. As long as your overall message is the same, you can switch out your content pillars. Like, it's not a big deal. But, all right, you guys, I'm going to jump off unless anybody has any questions. Hi, Nicole. Oh, thank you so much, Nelly. You're so sweet. You're so sweet. Thank you. Oh, Nikki, you didn't get the story guide? Yeah, it's in the I can link it to the bottom of this live too, so you don't have to go dig for it. But I can do that. I'll put it in the comments to this live. And then when I get the guide for this live, when I get that workbook, I'll put it in this comment section. Now, hey, Ronica, you just missed it, girl. I'm about to jump off, but the replay will be up. I basically just covered leading from your stories, what I had covered last week. And so this week I just went into like picking up where I left off as far as writing your story. And then tonight was content and content pillars and your overall message. And so I'm creating a little guide. You're welcome, Nikki. I'm creating a guide and of just a how to create your content pillars. And I'm going to be posting that in the comment section on this live. I don't know if I'll have it ready by tomorrow. Maybe, but Tuesday night, I think I could have it done by Tuesday night. So, yeah, it'll be in the comment section and, you'll see it because it'll bump this up to the top. So yeah, just be looking for it. Or if you don't see it, message me and I can message it to you. It's not a big deal. But all right, you guys, thank you so much for coming on and interacting with me and just like me like talking to y'all and not having to sit here and talk to myself. I appreciate it very, very much. And if you guys need anything, if there's anything I can do, let me know. And I hope you all have a great rest of your Sunday evening. Bye.